Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of me. This is just going to be one of these videos where it's not going to be like heavily researched. I decided to make one so you guys don't have to wait for the end of, which I will be starting to work on tomorrow. And if you don't know what that's going to be, it's going to be the annoying orange because I fucking hate the annoying orange. So today we're going to be looking at some of my favorite movies of all time. I got them all here. Let me get the movies outside of the box. Came in? Yeah. Empire Strikes Back. This is everybody's favorite Star Wars movie. And if you don't like Empire Strikes Back and you're a Star Wars fan, there's something wrong with you. It's the best Star Wars movie. It's got some of the best action. It's got some of the best story, and tons of people talk about The Empire Strikes Back, and it really is one of the best out there. It's got great storytelling elements, and it's got a lot of good stuff about it that makes other movies look back on it and kind of look down on it. Got another one here, Back to the Future. But we're going to be talking about the third one. Let me get it out of the way. Third one. If you haven't seen Back to the Future, where have you been? It is a great film. Back to the Future 3 is a great film. I'd say the weakest Back to the Future film is second, but it really does clear the ties. And these are the two ones I'm not going to be talking about most, because most people have seen them. But the next one I'm going to be talking about more. And here we go. Pulp Fiction. I have the poster of Pulp Fiction in my room. And I've had discussions with my friends about Pulp Fiction. And they always argue where it's not really the best film out there. It's got this cult following that a lot of films really don't. And it's just such a good film. It's got great acting. The actors are great. Quentin Tarantino, he makes always great movies. But this is probably his best one in my eyes, because it captures great storytelling elements, and it's got some of the best acting of his movies. Because before this, it had another one of my favorite movies of all time, Reservoir Dogs, which is not in here. Funny enough, because I had to decide between these two, Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, but I decided Pulp Fiction because I like that movie better. It's got better of a cult following. More people know about it than, Reservoir Dogs, but it's still a great movie. It does have issues, lots of issues with it, but those can be resolved pretty quickly. Here we go on our next one. Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. Now, a lot of people say this is probably one of the weaker Stanley Kubrick films, and I don't know what's wrong with them. It is the best Stanley Kubrick film of all time. People love 2001, and people love Doctor Strangelove, and The Shining, and keep in mind, those are great movies. But I love Clockwork Orange. It's kind of a weaker. It's not many people really enjoy it as much. It's really, really heavy. It's one of those movies where it's like, oh boy, it's it's a little bit creepy. It's not creepy, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit uneasy. And if you're kind of prone to movies like that, it's not really an easy watch. It's one of those films where you gotta really sit back and think about it, because it is. Whew, it's bad news. It's a great movie. I'm gonna be talking about these, and I'm gonna be ranking them. John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, I'm not talking about the new one or the old one, because the old one sucked and the new one sucked. The Thing is an amazing, amazing film. Definitely, it's not the best film ever made. It's got issues with it. I wish they, put on the characters more instead of the action, or not the action, but the gore factor and all that stuff. But it is a very good film. John Carpenter's amazing. He made Escape from New York, and he made Halloween. Like, my God, man. He's got so much stuff under his belt that it's just... And this is... It's probably one of the best films out there. If you don't know the history about it, it did not make much money. It made $19 million on its $14 million budget. And I don't like E.T. because it showed that alien creatures were a good thing. And The Thing and the original Alien film showed that they weren't, and they shouldn't be messed with. So, we're going to rank these all together. And because I have them all on disc, I'm going to rank which one goes last. Back to the Future 3 is going to go last. It is an amazing film. It's one of the best films out there in my eyes. But it does have issues with it that I really don't enjoy. And it's not 100% great. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back goes number 4. This would actually be number 5 if I had the certain disc here. But I'll tell you what that disc is when I reach number 1. Number three goes to Clockwork Orange. It is a great movie, and it has no issues in my eyes. But I gotta rank it number 4 because it's number 3. Sorry. Yeah, number 3. Because there's so many other good movies I have here. I gotta rank Pulp Fiction second. I just love The Thing. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it was the second M-rated movie. I'm sorry, but it was the second R-rated movie I've seen. And The Thing. Now, this would not be number 1. This would be number 2. Alien would be number 1. I don't have the disc here. So this would be technically number 2, and everything else would be 1 rank back. And I love this film, but Alien surpasses it in every single right. I didn't want to talk about Alien in this because Alien deserves an entire episode. The Thing does as well, and I will get to that because I need to watch it again. I'm probably going to watch it tonight because I have nothing else to do, but I will get to it. But I want to talk to you guys about the end of, and if you don't know what the end of is, and I was contemplating making this series, because it takes a lot of effort to make the end of. It's a lot of research heavy, and that's why I didn't have a face cam for that first video. I will have one when I get. I was kind of on a time crunch, and I was trying to make it because I don't want you guys to go without content for 5 days, because waiting for somebody's content is bad, but waiting for bad content is also bad. So I will make good content. I will make my content, but I'm not going to make so much that you frickin' die. It's like Samedi makes 17 videos during a day, but they're all garbage. Would you rather want a great video that there's not many of, but okay. But I'd rather have better videos in general. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I know it wasn't, supposed to be great or anything, but I just wanted to talk about my favorite movies because I don't get to talk about my favorite movies much because it's just like everybody has subjective about movies and everybody's different about them, and I just decided to put those as my favorites. So I thank you guys for joining me on this wonderful episode, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.